Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And welcome to another edition of Old vs. New. This is where I take something old and nostalgic and compare it to a recent remake. With that said, let's take a look at Lord of the Rings. Becoming the holy Bible of geekdom, Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien has revolutionized the style of fantasy and given a whole new respect to the genre. Many of us know about the Peter Jackson movies based on the books that came out between 2001 and 2003, but there was another version that came out in the 70s that a lot of people don't know about. This was Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings. While considered both a critical and box office disappointment, Bakshi's Lord of the Rings offered a very different take on the classic story, and has since then either been loved by fans or detested by them. But is it anything compared to the big-budget extravaganza of the Jackson movies? Now, technically speaking, this is all opinion-based. But I have an online show, which automatically means that my opinion is better than yours. Nah. So, let's take a look at Ralph Bakshi and Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Now, seeing how the Ralph Bakshi film ends at the exact same point that the Peter Jackson film The Two Towers ends, I decided to include The Two Towers in this comparison as well as The Fellowship of the Ring. With that said, let's take a look at our main character, Frodo Baggins. One of the things I love about the Jackson Lord of the Rings movies is the casting. Everybody in these movies looks the part, and when I heard Elijah Wood was going to play Frodo, I thought it was the best casting since Keanu Reeves played that mentally retarded boy in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
My own adventure turned out to be quite different.
He was kind, innocent, and extremely vulnerable, but maybe a little too vulnerable. In the Bakshi version, Frodo is just as wide-eyed and curious, but he does fight back, and can also stand up for himself. Now true, they both saved Sam from Gollum, but the Bakshi one seems to be a little tougher and in control.
I would put it on and command you to leap off a cliff or into a fire. And you would do it, Smeagol.
Like here's when the Black Riders try to attack. Frodo actually gets out his sword and does try to fight. In the Jackson one, he just drops it! If you could kindly stab yourself with that, I'd be most thankful. Or how about another encounter with the Black Riders? Even though he's sick and can barely stay awake, he actually manages to make his way past the river and even intimidate them.
The ring! The ring! By all the Shire, you shall have neither the ring nor me!
The Jackson one just sort of passes out and lets someone else carry him off. By the way, how does that work? If the sword wound works its way to his heart, he becomes one of the Black Riders?
Would I have?
You would have become like them, one of the ring wraiths.
Wouldn't that be a little, awkward? I mean, I don't think they look as intimidating if a little guy in a cloak is running around. Maybe they just give him a desk job.
I do hate Mondays.
Even though I love Elijah Wood as Frodo, the Bakshi one just seemed a little stronger, as well as closer to the book. No offense, Wood, but point goes to Bakshi.
What do you know about it? Nothing!
But what about the supporting cast? The little people who make it possible for the other little people. There's a lot to get through, so let's take a gander. Now this one's really hard because the rest of the cast is sort of hit and miss. Sam in the Jackson film, for example, is a tough, loyal friend who will stick with Mr. Frodo through thick and thin.
Don't you leave him samwise, Gumgee, and I don't mean to.
While Sam in the Bakshi film is...
Oh my! Oh, hooray!
Not. I mean, good God, what did they do to you, Sam? I really don't know what went wrong with this character, but they fucked up royal.
Save me, Mr. Frodo! Oh, Mr. Frodo, he's gone!
He's sick and he needs a rest.
Help, I'm drowning!
And I want my bottle! Someone give me my bottle!
Oh, hooray!
Oh, God, shut up! Which is funny because Merry and Pippin are at the opposite ends of the spectrum as well. In the Jackson film, they're a little overplayed, making them a tad too goofy, but still all around likable.
That was good. Let's get another one.
Where in the Bashki film, they're actually underplayed, seeming a little bit more like real-life people, but to be honest, not leaving much of an impression.
You cannot trust us to let you face trouble alone and go off without a word. We're your friends, Frodo.
Well, thank you, Pippin.
I'm Merry.
Whatever, you're all short. Gandalf is good in both versions, creating that strong mythical element while also mixing in the side effects of his age.
This last journey must be for others to make.
Ah, and who are they to be?
That is what we're trying to decide here.
My only problem is in the Bashki film, he's a little too over the top. Like, compare these two scenes where he yells at Pippin.
Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time and rid us of your stupidity.
Fool of a took. Throw yourself in next time. Fool of a dick. What?
But one of the biggest differences is Aragorn, which is totally blown away by the Bashki film. Now granted, I'm not quite sure why he looks like a Native American. That certainly wasn't the design of the book, but the character is still a million times better. Why? Well, being voiced by John Hurt, one of the greatest actors of all time, certainly helps.
My name is Aragorn, son of Arathorn.
But on top of that, the idea behind Aragorn is that he was both a ranger and a king. With the Jackson version, you certainly buy the ranger part, but I never really saw anything kingly in it.
Put aside the ranger. Become who you were born to be.
By killing things and slaughtering evildoers. Just do it very kingly. The Bashki one seemed to pull off both. He could be a badass, but he could also be very smooth and diplomatic.
Lothlorien is a place of healing. There is no evil in it, unless a man brings evil there with him.
On top of that, he could also be very intimidating.
Because if I wanted the ring for myself, I could have it. Now.
Please don't kill me. The Jackson one never seemed to have that confidence or inner strength that the other one had. I mean, the only kingly thing he ever did was make a motivational speech.
I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day. This day we fight!
I mean, who the hell could possibly get a role of leadership by having no political background and just making a bunch of pretty speeches? Okay, fine. But you gotta give them credit. They both have totally different ways of dealing with their problems. For example, when a horrible threat comes across King Aragorn, he bails them out with billions of dollars and hopes they know how to spend it wisely. Bajing! For Aragorn's weaknesses, though, the Jackson film makes up for it with the addition of Gollum, which is done much better in Jackson's version. Again, the Bashki one isn't bad. They certainly have the addiction down and the hinging towards madness.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Nice hobbits.
But the Jackson one really took the character to a whole new level. He was devious, but sympathetic. When bad things happened to him, you felt genuinely sorry.
That would kill us! Kill us!
Plus, they really play around with the split personality bit.
Leave now and never come back. No! Leave now and never come back! I think we want diet Coca-Cola. No! We want original Coca-Cola Classic! But we have to watch our calories, we're trying to lose weight! No! We love the calories! We love all of them!
You suck! Hell, you suck! There's of course a ton of other characters, but they're all kind of on the same level. They're good, but not great. Each having their strengths and weaknesses. Tough call, but I am gonna go with the Jackson one. Mostly because they had more time and 2 movies to flesh their characters out. And that's a huge advantage. Sorry, Gandalf. We still love you.
Fool of a dick. What?